Hey, what's up? This is DJ Prostyle.
And this is Penny Dellas.
And this is Teach Me Something.
Brought to you by Berkeley College.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another one. This is Teach Me Something.
Special edition.
Presented by Berkeley College. We are surely DJ Prostyle and Penny Dellas. What's up?
We are uberly excited today because we have a special guest here. He wanted to redeem himself for taking vacation during our Christmas episode. Right. We have the only head of AV, Liam Winn.
Yes.
Liam for the win.
I'm here.
I feel like that was like The Price is Right. We need a little music.
That's right.
Come
I can't
on
believe
down.
that you guys just gave me like a Bruce Buffer intro. You guys know that like he only does that for like very special people. Yeah. The one, the only.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're special, Liam.
Liam's here, guys.
I appreciate that.
Liam's here, everybody.
No, I'm grateful.
All right,
I'm so grateful.
We didn't have a guest, so we decided to bring Liam onto the episode.
I just want to point out that on our last episode, Veronica, you got to check out the last episode, right? It was all about fashion. She'd be totally upset with the way Penny showed up today.
Really?
Anyway, let's just keep it going.
You know what I'm realizing? I'm realizing that when we have team episodes, the disrespect that is thrown my way and the shade.
Nah,
but you know what?
I hope the audience loves
this.
I'm being a hater because you have a real fire
Isn't
shirt.
This
Yeah, I love that.
Merch? And someone else here got some and decided
I didn't know today was the day.
They wanted to save it for a special occasion.
I thought that there was like going to be a whole day that we were supposed to match them or something.
I know. We're supposed to twin.
All right. The next episode.
I got to say, though, the banter definitely hits like a new level when you guys do the team episodes for sure. Yeah.
Like we haven't even talked to you. We've just been going at it the whole time. We've been
exactly.
All right.
We're going to have to cut all this out. Anyways.
So, Liam, tell everybody watching and listening right now what exactly your role is here at iHeart.
So I'm a video producer for iHeart. I work with pretty much every single station.
Everyone.
Yeah. I don't think that there's a station I haven't worked with yet, at least to my knowledge. Yeah. So I run, pretty much just video,
Which one's your
audio.
favorite, Liam?
I don't have a favorite. we're not going to get
Who's
over there.
your favorite show, Liam?
No pressure, Pro's sitting right here.
No, me and Pro have done some good work together, though.
Absolutely.
We've done some good work together. Liam prior to Berkeley, actually.
But Liam's like, your show's on too late. I can't stay. Literally.
We have had that conversation,
this interview's
too.
like, what time? Never mind. I'm out of here. I leave at 5, bro.
I've been here for Pro's show, and halfway through, I'm like, one eye open.
Yeah.
I'm so old.
That's really the answer. But go ahead.
Yeah.
So I work with I mean pretty much every single show. I don't think that there isn't a show nationally syndicated, regular in general, that I haven't touched so far yet, whether it's coverage or just finding myself to be the right man for the job.
That's awesome.
Liam, you are so talented
and
you're so fun to work with. And I know we have a lot of banter off camera and all of that, but you really are talented.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Liam just launched his own website.
I did indeed.
I was very impressed.
What's your website?
By the website.
It is liamwinn.com. So LIAMWINN.com.
And when people go there, what can they expect?
Honestly, the intention was really just to get my work out there. I don't even have like a contact me section. I really don't have the bandwidth for it right now. But I know that I needed to get it out there somehow. And I felt like, social media just isn't like the only avenue to take these things. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to have like a proper space for it to all live. And I've done a lot of work here, and I've done a lot of work prior to being here as a freelancer. And I think it was well beyond time to be able to get that kind of stuff out there.
I love that you said just press play and let me do it. And we spoke about it. And you were like, I was thinking about it for a month. And I just said, let me just throw it out there. And sometimes we are our largest obstacle. Mm-hmm. We overthink things. We don't want to put it out if it's not perfect. And you don't have to be perfect. Mm-hmm. Imperfection is what gets to the consumer base. So just put it out there and be authentic.
Yeah, I mean, imposter syndrome is like such a crutch for a lot of like creators.
What is it called?
Imposter syndrome.
Oh, imposter. Okay.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, it just feels like you're never doing enough kind of thing. Even when you're working with like the biggest of brands or whatever the case may be, like it's something that every single creator faces. Like you just never feel like you've done enough, because at the end of the day, once that project's done, the project's done. Now you got to find the next one. Yeah. So, and that was like my biggest hurdle when it came to freelancing, was just like, I couldn't do the chase anymore. It was just too much work, and I needed something stable. And luckily I found myself here.
So being that you're here, let's backtrack, right? How did you get here? Let's go back to look. What got you into this?
Oh, that's a crazy.
And I don't mean into iHeart. I mean into this field, into recording, into everything you do.
That's a crazy story.
We have time.
Yeah, true. Good point.
We have time.
We're on a podcast,
Crazy
Liam.
stories do good, Liam. You know this.
Yeah, no,
Let's go.
You make a great point.
Let's get these views up.
So I guess this starts pretty much at the beginning of my college career. So I was a collegiate athlete. I played baseball, and I had this lingering ankle issue when I was in high school that never really got taken care of the right way. Like the trainers back there, like they did not help me out. And
he says this as I'm wearing like an ankle.
Right, yeah.
I have a boot on
the
my
timing
ankle
couldn't
right
be
now.
perfect, man. They couldn't be
Bro
more
has
perfect right now.
spent the better part of today complaining about his ankle.
I have had a lingering ankle injury that I've never taken care of. I don't think ever.
But we're
an
old.
MRI later.
Liam's
I'm wearing
young.
a boot. Yeah, he's young.
Don't grow up.
Anyway, just move on, Liam.
Yes.
Move on.
Hopefully this inspires you, maybe.
It inspires me to what? I already have a boot on my. I can't.
Hey, PT, man.
Yeah,
PT.
I start tomorrow. But anyway, go ahead.
There you go. Okay, so, so I had this lingering ankle issue just from playing basketball and I mean pretty much every sport in high school, and when I got to the college scene and I started playing collegiate baseball, like the workload was just really, really taxing on my body. And I ended up blowing out my ankle like completely, but I still had to travel with the team. There wasn't like an excuse for that. And even as a freshman, like I was a leader on that team and a lot of guys looked up to me, even some people that were older than me, just because I like to try and carry myself in a certain kind of way with a certain kind of cadence. And a lot of guys like to follow in line with that. So I felt like I still needed to be around. And so up until I had the surgery, which is about a 2-month span or break in between, I was shooting photo. Like the athletic director gave me a camera. It was nothing special, but they needed somebody to get some type of content for the team. And it was a brand new baseball team, so they needed something to get out there. Just, kind of, I feel like, more so to just make sure that their investment was worth it to create this team. And they had this massive gym that they built and all that stuff, whatever. And so, they handed me a camera and I would go on the road with them and I shot photo. And my dad was actually a photographer. So I think that kind of just like trained my eye. But subconsciously, it wasn't like something that was in the forefront of my mind, but I played on a bunch of different I played on a bunch of different baseball teams when I was younger, basketball teams. And so I was delivering all these photos to all my friends and stuff like that who were playing on the team. And so just from seeing, thousands of photos that he took, I think it just kind of developed this eye, like I said, subconsciously. And then fast forward a little bit, I ended up leaving that school when I got surgery. I went to community college during my rehab. I probably was off for about 2 semesters or so I was about a year behind. And that just kind of changed my mentality with how I wanted to kind of approach life from that point on. And so once I went to community college, I was going with a friend of mine, and we both and all kudos to him because he's really the one that kept me on college, like the college route. Joe, he wanted to go to SUNY Cortland. And I was just like, I'll go with you. Sure. Why not? I didn't really have any direction. Like college I don't think it really was for me, but because I had like a backbone with me in a place where I really didn't have one, he kind of kept me on that line. And then we went to Cortland together. And then I shot for the media team out there. So I was doing photo video for Kente events.
Yeah.
I shot for all the sports teams out there. And then there was a professor I was working really close with. Her name is Dr. K. And she introduced me to the producer of Way Up With Yee's executive producer.
Yeah.
Well, now, at the time when I met him, he was still working with Breakfast Club. But Dan Green. Yeah. And then so we met at an alumni engagement event that I actually like put together with Dr. K.
Yeah.
And after that, he was like, I'm going to need a photographer, once you graduate, so give me a call once you're done. And I rang him up in May, and then I started working with Yee. Fast forward a few years of just kind of paying my dues, and I found myself over here.
That's awesome. So I mean, so Dan obviously brought you into the cluster here. You could say, right?
Yeah,
for sure. Awesome. It's all about like it doesn't matter what episode we do. It's all about who you know.
Yeah, it really is.
That's why networking is so important, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dan was the one that got me in, but I worked with Tony Millay, who's he brought me in for a freelance event. It was an event for Infinity on the Edge.
Okay.
They were presenting a car, which is crazy. They like reconstructed this car and like put it out.
And they put it up.
Yeah,
in the building.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
took it apart and put it back together.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that insane?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the first car to ever do it or something like that. And so I freelanced for them doing that. And then fast forward a few months, and he was like, "I want you on the team," and he brought me in.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you do everybody's stuff.
Yeah, literally everybody. I mean, I worked with Breakfast Club. I worked with Elvis. I worked with WOR, KTU, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with Z, aside from Elvis.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, Q, of course. Yeah, I worked with Ken plenty of times. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But like the main squeezes that I kind of have, Elvis is like more so coverage. Breakfast Club, that's more so coverage when people need it. But I more so work with like KTU and Angie Martinez. Those are like the two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's unpack a little bit about your journey. First of all, this is why we do what we do, because everyone has a story. And it's interesting when they begin to unpack. You don't know where that journey is going to take you and where the conversation is going to end. But you spoke about your dad being an influence to you. And it's interesting how our environmental influences play such large roles in our lives. And like Pro and I have spoken about this, like our dads were musicians and we ended up going, music and media and production routes. And it's so interesting what we absorb as kids and how we're sponges.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, I admire your open-mindedness and willing to pivot and persevere through that journey. There were so many instances where you could have said, this is it, I'm just going to throw in the towel, but you didn't do that. You continue to veer in that path and try to find yourself within that time. So that's extremely impressive.
Yeah, I appreciate that perspective for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to pick your feet up and do it yourself. But I wouldn't be half the person I was without like the foundation that I have around me. And that really comes down to my mom, my sister, and my brothers. They're not actually my brothers, but honestly, I treat them as such because I've known them since I was in like second grade, and we've been a very tight-knit group. My boys, Joe and Frankie, they've been holding it down since day one. So I really wouldn't have gotten half as far. Like when I had that ankle surgery, Joe literally was with me every single day. Like that's not even an exaggeration. And he has his own life to take care of.
How long did it take to recover?
That was like an 8-month recovery.
Oof.
Yeah, and then I ended up, and then fast forward like in college too, I was playing basketball. I ended up tearing my ACL, and that was like another whole recovery I had to go through. And I had to wait on that one because I knew I couldn't take any more time off from school, because if I did, I was not going to go back. So the way that it worked was when I tore my ACL, I had to go with it. I wore a brace for like 4 months of my spring semester to my junior year. And then I got the surgery in June. Somehow was able to make it back for, what is it, like end of August, early September when you go back to school. So
and that was all from sports?
Yeah.
That's rough. I tore my MCL in my senior year. And then my junior year, summer before my senior year, I was in a car accident and I broke 18 bones in my right hand. So no more drums for me. So it was.
Dang.
You're
a drummer?
Tough. I was.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Back in
That's
the days.
so cool.
Back in my days. Not anymore.
More like the Congo. Yeah, she's more like a.
That's super cool though.
The bongos.
That's super cool. How'd you tear your MCL?
Yeah, basketball.
Oh wow. Yeah, basketball is that is an injury-ridden sport.
Was not. Let me just disclaimer for shout out to the Blue Devils, but no, I was not a basketball player. I was in theater. And what they do is that after I ran theater production, I was a stage manager.
You were playing as a basketball player?
No, so when we tear down the sets, right, we have like an ice cream social.
Okay.
And then the gymnasiums are open, so they let us play basketball, do the things. And that's why I'm not a professional player, and we can.
that whole
so
story
brutal.
went so left though.
It's so, but you know what? It happens.
Liam thought he was talking to somebody he could relate to, like, yeah, you know,
I was
those
like, oh, you're a hooper.
all those practices,
No.
you know, those early mornings and late nights in the gym. No,
late nights in theater.
You tripped over something in
production. A person.
You tripped over a person?
No, I didn't trip over the person. The person pushed me, and then I tripped over the one sitting down.
That's terrible.
The point is, still, it hurt for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Those recoveries are brutal, man.
Yeah, and then you have to like prop yourself up.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's veer off. This is going to go extremely left. Bathrooms is a problem.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. But
yeah,
I actually do want to go on to that note for a second because I think it's extremely important. Because that was something that actually like definitely changed my perspective as a whole. Like when I had the ankle surgery, I couldn't walk. I couldn't do much of anything on my own. So whether it's taking a shower or just trying to use the bathroom, those were new experiences that I had to endure through, but it gave me new perspective of just how grateful you get to be just to to walk down the street. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Not to say that I could imagine what it's like to be a paraplegic or anything like that, but you get a little bit of an insight as to what those kinds of, like, imagine having to deal with that your entire life. You know, like a newfound like joy in having the opportunity just to walk down the halls, you know?
It's just gratitude. We tend to take things for granted while we have them.
Absolutely.
And you don't realize how much you utilize an extremity or something until you have an injury, because Pro was crawling into the studio today.
Yeah, well, that's something different. But but one thing I do like about, and going back to your sports roots, right, is, we emphasize this with our kids, that since they're into sports, and we look at it as like the fundamentals you've learned from playing, basketball, obviously, and different sports, and baseball, and teamwork, and putting in all those days and nights in the gym and it helps you out in life in general.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and you build that camaraderie and that, whether it's the sport or you make fun, but looking at theater or you're in choir or you're in band, like you're with these people for a large part of your week. Right? It's just communal. It's just like here, you build your ecosystem and you're a large part with these people, and you get out what you put in, and that structure will follow.
And you create a good
endurance.
routine for yourself, a daily routine of getting up early, putting in that work, like it doesn't become, so when later on in life when you have to do a daily routine, it's easy. Yeah. It's a lot easier than somebody who hasn't.
Yeah, and
it's super important to be a part of teams, like in any capacity, whatever the case may be. I mean, the lessons that you learn alone just from that, like that process is so crucial for everybody. Like if there was one thing like to point out that you need to be a part of, it's definitely a team. Like learn that ecosystem. It's not good to try and handle the weight of the world on your own. You need other people to be able to rely on.
So you spoke about all of the brands that you work with, both in media and out, and you're also a brand ambassador. I see you wearing the Comfort mauve hoodie. How does that come about?
Comfort? Honestly, that actually happened like 2 months ago. That was while I was here, and people that we have what's called the Power Pit. It's like right next to where Breakfast Club records, and that's pretty much where all of our digital team is. Like we all kind of live over there, and everybody kept calling me out for wearing Comfort all the time, and they were like, why don't you just become an ambassador? So I actually just looked into it, and it wasn't like a hard process. So they just I applied.
You hit them up, they're like, we're gonna send you some stuff, do some posts.
I didn't even have to make a post.
So
it's amazing how many companies actually do that.
Yeah.
UGC.
My wife does that. She reaches out every once in a while.
Yeah.
She'll reach out. I remember we got like some cooking,
straight to the point.
Some pans.
Right. Yeah. So you should reach out and get us some sponsors for this podcast.
Yeah. We have a lot already.
All right. We have
Berkeley College.
That's a presenter.
That's funny.
So like, how can I steal that sweatshirt?
I mean, you could go on to Comfort, and you can use my discount code.
I like that
you
color.
You can get one of these.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Can we talk? Let's switch gears and talk about some of these awards you've been winning, right? Because you recently just won another award. Let's talk about it. Which one was this one?
Yeah. So I got the Best New Artist award, which is basically just like, if you were to put it in sports terms, it's like Rookie of the Year.
So for iHeart.
For iHeart. Yep.
That's awesome.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
I think so
and
as
you've
well.
won some other ones also, right?
I got one other one, and this was like really early into my journey here, but it was a Heartbeat of the Month. We had Peter in here talking about that. Shout out to Peter. I see the grin. Shout out to Peter.
Peter won that also.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So look at that. You got 2 award-winning.
Are they hanging
players.
up? I don't see them.
I've won that one also.
Hell yeah, bro. Let's go, pro.
Yeah. You can't win that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I have a Davy.
But we have a
for
Davy
this
award.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That award is super cool.
Yeah, because the other one we just got an email.
Cool. Yeah, pretty much.
We just got an email.
I got an email and
I
a
have
website.
I have a couple of Telly awards.
Oh,
I
you
have
got
some,
yeah.
Yep, I produced.
Right, let's go.
things.
Talk yours. Let's switch
This isn't about me. It's
what
about
kind of
Liam.
awards have you won?
I don't know.
I have worn quite a few.
The
for Berkeley College
award-winning
Extra Mile Award, going the extra mile for your colleagues and students. So I won that a couple years ago.
That's awesome.
I have some Telly awards. I had a commercial in Super Bowl, so we won
Nice.
a
Oh, wow.
for that.
Oh, that's sweet. What was it?
So I produced that for Berkeley College.
It was for Berkeley?
Penny's flexing hard on
That's
us right
so
now.
cool.
I
I'm not gonna lie.
got a silver Telly and then the People's Telly for that.
Wow.
For that specific spot, and then I've gotten a couple Davies in the past couple years. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's
But the
go.
first podcast, this one. So
Shout out to
The
Penny.
podcast.
we got that together.
That was a good one. That's
You
a good
know?
one.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
Berkeley College.
That's like one of my favorite
Yeah.
awards too, by the way. Like the actual award itself,
Yeah.
because it's like a heavy
No,
award.
it
It's
is
a
like-
big,
Yeah,
it's
it
serious.
was
It's
diesel.
legit.
Came in like a real nice case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing
Yeah.
was beautiful.
It's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't get nothing like that for Heartbeat or Best New Artist, but
No.
I'll take the recognition though.
You get the
'cause, you know,
you get the email.
yeah,
It's always great to have that.
yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm still young in my career. I'm only 26, so it's like I'll put that on my resume and I'll be more than
100%.
content with that, you know.
100%.
And yeah, I was definitely happy to get the recognition though, because I worked really hard. I have 2 jobs, so I worked really hard this last year. So it meant a lot to me to be able to get that award. I mean, I don't know how many people I was competing against, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Recognition,
that.
man. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
People seeing you putting that hard work in.
yeah, I needed that for me, you know.
100%. We'll eventually get to Pro's wall that he has.
I don't
but,
have
you know,
any awards.
Our couple with his records on his wall.
Those are plaques. Those are not awards.
Still really cool though.
Those just mean I've been
That-
putting in that work for years. Yeah. What's cool about those plaques? I have plaques.
Yeah.
Record plaques is it says the year on the bottom, right? So
That's
That's
awesome.
for my
cool.
kids or when people do come over, they could kind of see the year, like, oh, wow, you got you have a Cameron or Eminem plaque, or
They see the longevity,
mm-hmm.
you know. They see that entire range. It's not just like
100%.
I got this 1 year.
Yep.
No. I got like 10 years.
I'm gonna
of
have to
stuff.
actually go
Do
back
you
and
ever
look.
like stand and look at it and be like, wow, like
I don't.
Like,
I've
I've
never been
put
the
in that
type
work.
who've ever. I've never taken a chance. I've never
Self-reflection?
been. No, I've never been that. I've kind of just been a keep it moving kind of person always my whole life. A lot of people like. I've been through so many different things, right? So I've never taken a step back
yeah,
to like really. But every once in a while I will.
yeah.
Now, like later in life, I think, and think about some of the accomplishments and things that I've done. But that kind of stuff is cool. When
We
you see
should.
the plaques
We're so difficult on ourselves, and we just need to allow ourselves a little bit of
Mhm.
grace
Absolutely.
and appreciate ourselves and what we've been through, even if you look at, the past 3
Yeah.
months or past 30 days. So I think, Pro, you are a pillar in the community of what you do. And I know you don't like receiving flowers
No,
because you
I-
get uncomfy. But no, your trajectory has
No, I've been getting that
inspired,
more and
but-
more. I think as I've
Yeah.
gotten older, I've been meeting, and I still DJ and I still go out and I do
Yeah,
clubs
man.
and I still do events. So I meet a lot of times DJs
Yeah.
who are like, yo, like,
Yeah, but your trajectory has inspired and opened the doors for so
Mhm.
many in the industry of entertainment. And it's important that you see that and that you allow yourself to reflect on that, because it is a big deal. Your position, your stance, and what you've done for so many and what you've done for yourself. And from DJing to TV to radio
Yeah.
to entrepreneurship and, to programming, you've done so much. And
Yeah.
you've created spaces, safe spaces for others. And you've mentored so many, both silently and non-silent. And, like even me, and we've talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like you've been that persona. Look, he's getting uncomfortable.
Aw.
But you've been that persona,
Aw,
but it's so
that's so
important.
nice.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Papa Pro.
Papa Pro, right?
I totally agree though.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think when I first got here, you were one of the first shows that I worked with too. Like right off the bat, I think it was was it Shaggy and Sting?
Yeah, I did.
I think that was the first one that I worked with you. But that was like super
I forgot
early.
I did Shaggy and Sting interview
at the same time.
How was that?
Incredible. And Shaggy's my guy. I've done like 4 or 5. But and Sting, not to disrespect Shaggy, Sting is just a different, you know what I'm saying, kind of artist. So I'm not used to seeing like the Sting. So that was really awesome.
But I think that was only like my second month of being here. And you brought me into the space and allowed me to help you out to the best of my ability.
And you know what? We're going to break some possible news, right, on this episode.
Are we really
talking about Shaggy? We may be doing our next live Teach Me Something studio audience podcast.
We need the board,
with Shaggy.
I'll plug him in. I got you.
You know, with Shaggy and maybe somebody else also with him. So that might be on the way. Just stay tuned for that. We may be doing a live here in New York Teach Me Something podcast recording studio audience. So you guys you'll know when we announce it, and Shaggy will be the guest.
Liam, it has been such a pleasure having you on the episode, just because you're always behind the camera. So now people get to see you
and know his story, more importantly.
They get to see who's, your story, and see who's the visionary behind the editing and going back and forth. Because let's just face it, we always crack jokes that I edit, but really Liam does the hard work, sends it, and then I send him more work with the breakdown of the time coding and all that.
No, but that's
and he does it without complaining.
I respect it though. I mean, because at the end of the day, as long as it really comes down to this, right? Like when you get to work with some type of blueprint, like that is so much better than working blind. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I mean,
someone just giving you everything and saying, "Give me something back."
Yeah, I will take that.
And then they critique that.
I'll take that every day of the week.
But I love that we help each other.
Yeah,
because the way that you pre-edit helps me when I edit the episodes, I actually watch twice and listen twice. So I listen once, watch once, then listen again on audio, and then watch. Because for those of you at home, we have different releases. We have broadcasts
That's a lot of
on
effort.
WR 710, and then we watch. So I'm always thinking, if I'm listening, how does that project? Does it land? If I'm watching, how does that land?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of different audio visual. But when I cut the parts, then it's the marketing. What's the attention grabber? What's that drop? Did Pro say something funny that it's going to go in, or something insightful? So it's
or did he say something I need to remove?
100%. We have those situations where we remove things because we joke around and we're very much like a family, and we tend to forget that we're representing various brands as we're talking. But it's really cool to have a solid team that we can bounce off of each other. And
I mean, I think that's the best dynamic. If you're feeling like you have to coddle even a portion of your personality, like this thing doesn't work, you know? It doesn't swim the same at all. People can rip through that lack of authenticity in a heartbeat, but can't rip through this.
I love it. And I love that you added the episode with Carolyn Whitman, VP of Sales for iHeart. You added the president of New York's face. When you're like, insert his face here, Liam put it in there.
I actually had to reach out to Steve to get that, because I didn't know. I took that
photo.
That
was so cool.
I took that photo of him, and I don't know where it went. I have no idea. We had a designer that was here prior.
We gotta get Steve on here.
He needs to come to it. Yeah,
you do.
Shout out to Steve, and he has his podcast, CEOs that you should know.
Yep. I've worked with that. I worked with that too. I was leading that for a little bit too. Yeah.
Yeah, you worked on the episode where we had our president.
Yes,
Dr.
I did.
Diane Racinos came in for that
indeed.
for that interview. Yep.
Yep.
Well, Liam, in true Teach Me Something fashion, if you could describe what your legacy would be in one word,
what would it be?
You know, it's crazy because I've had all the time in the world to be able to think of what
We're
this
at the
word
end of
could
season 2.
be.
Yep.
Comfort.
And I
Comfort.
got another.
Comfort.
Comfort.
Shout out to Comfort. Go use my discount code. No. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea. One word is so limiting. I mean, it speaks volumes, right? One word, but it's also so limiting at the same time. Just because there's a lot of words that I'd like to use. That's a great word, Penny. But you came up with that.
Well, you just said it's so limiting. So the opposite.
It's a good point. But I would say if I had one word to use for myself, I'd probably use perseverant. That'd probably be my.
That's the word I was thinking about. Describing you,
That'd be my
perseverance.
choice.
Especially with everything you've been through.
Yeah. I would choose that for sure. I hope that my friends and family would feel the same way. I think that they would align with that.
I'm sure they're extremely proud of you.
For sure. Absolutely. That's why you got to give people their flowers while they're still in front of you. Because
that's 100% true.
That's showing real love, you know?
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100%.
It's hard to be vulnerable, especially today. Like, especially with how social media works. Like, sometimes it gets spun the wrong way, no matter, you know, what side of the coin you're on. So.
And that's the gauge that we float in the podcast. It's authenticity is always, right, first and foremost. But when you pair that with vulnerability, it's how much do you want to share? How much access do you want to give people? Pro post everything. But
open book over there.
Pro post everything. And on that note, thank you all for tuning in today to Teach Me Something.
With DJ Prostyle.
And Penny Dellas.
Let's not forget Liam Winn.
Yeah, we made it happen.
Presented by Berkeley College. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.